Hello, Divine Souls, and welcome to a Timeless Collective general message for my YouTube collective. To open the space and cleanse the space, I just want to burn some Palo Santo to assist with the good vibes and the positive energy for this reading today. And of course, to call in the Most High, the Mother, the Father, and the source that resides within us all, to ensure that this message brings through the clarity, the insight, the confirmation, illumination, whatever may need to be brought through my channel and vessel, to assist those who are willing to receive and open to the perspectives that will assist them in moving towards their desired reality and their highest potential today. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Ashe. Beautiful. Now that we've done that, we can get into the reading. So I have my Wandering Star Tarot deck today to bring through this message. And just a reminder that these are general messages, so the whole message may not fully resonate, but do take what does and simply leave behind whatever does not for the next person who may need to receive. Okay, Divine Soul? And my level of communicating the energy is a bit of a higher way of doing so, simply because I am an empath and I do tap into the energies behind the energies of the card, but I also do take away, do put into consideration, of course, the symbolism and imagery of the cards that assist with this particular energy readings that I do. So let's have a look. What does Spirit want you to know today that may assist you along your path and journey? Okay, 3 more cards, Spirit. What does this collective need to know today? Oh, okay, we got our 4 cards. Here we go. Let's get into your reading, shall we? Beautiful. We have the 5 of Wands on the crown and third eye chakra. We have the 2 of Wands on the throat and heart chakra. We have the 5 of Pentacles on the solar plexus and sacral chakra. And we have the 8 of Cups on the root chakra. Alrighty, beautiful. So this is an energy starting with the 5 of Wands. You seem to be a little conflicted or just in a sense of debate in your mind about a certain area of your experience. And I feel like this is kind of a sense of also, I want to say, when it comes to Wands energy, there is just a sense of needing to release certain concepts and ideas that may be causing you to have this sense of tension, right? It also could be tension with other external factors, but ultimately, if you have tension with other experiences that may be external to you, it usually is reflecting something that is going on internally about what it is that you may not want to be honest about within your own energy. And that's where it's about your mind and your perception in which is going to reveal this to you. What is it that you may be going up against at this time that you really need to be honest about and simply allow it to surface so that you can confront it? And, you know, confrontation in the sense of even with yourself isn't always straightforward, because a lot of the time there's denial. There's a sense of, no, everything's all good. You don't want to, bring it up. But I feel like this is really asking you to come into terms of acknowledgement. Do you have something you may need to truly come to terms with, that you may need to find a certain sense of leveling out and balancing between this energy that you may be kind of conflicted about. It also could just be the sense of ego and mind, and, ego kind of having its own version of the story and your mind being more of a tool in the way in which you decide to see the story logically. It's kind of how can you start coming into harmonious balance with these things instead of allowing it to kind of distract you or distort what it is that you're trying to really comprehend and understand at this time. Because honestly, it is a sense of needing to realize that you are realistically, as this imagery shows, you're looking at the same thing, right? It's like what you're going up against is honestly the same thing. You just need to realize that there are certain lessons you need to learn at this stage and point in time through your mind and through your, your perceptions and the mindset that you do have at this time that may be causing this sense of, like I said, tension and back and forth of not being aligned with what it is that you know you should be. And that's okay. Like, there is a process to these things and you'll be able to move through this as you need to, but this is really bringing it up to the attention about your mind and your third eye and your crown chakra, about how you're starting to see through certain illusions and how that may be affecting you, but also knowing how to come back into harmonious alignment when it is time for you to do so, so that you're not creating so much like, you know, friction between things. There is a sense of flow that you can find when you move out of this, I want to say, competitive energy of trying to be better than, you know, better than something else, or feeling the need to kind of justify certain things, right? If you can genuinely allow yourself to comprehend that everything needs to flow as it needs to, and the less expectation you place on yourself, the more you'll be able to understand that we are all in the same kind of, you know, I want to say we're all coming from the same source, right? We're all from the same energy. We are same, but uniquely different at the same time. Like, there is a sense of being a soul in a human body, experiencing life as a human, but as a soul, right? And you need to kind of be able to understand how that is to really respect different elements that occur, you know, just in the sense as well of like light and dark. Everything plays a part hand in hand. So if you can come into a sense of balance with that, you'll find the pathway a little bit easier and smoother for you, and, you know, in due time. You know, no need to rush it, but when you're ready, you'll seek that awareness. So the Two of Wands, here I am talking about balance. Anyway, throat and heart chakra, Two of Wands. You're kind of in this sense of needing to balance, you know, this sense of, you know, the fact that it's wands again, it's definitely about your passions as well, right? What is it that you may be getting caught up about with the journey in which you need to take around the things you actually want to do? And what influences are you allowing to really keep your attention to what it is that you may be directing yourself towards? Because ultimately the Two of Wands is, you've got the ability to move towards something. You've got the ability to create something to happen. But you really have to come into that sense of knowing that it needs to be balanced. You know, there is a sense of two animals on this, two wands on this, being able to realize there is partnership in certain experiences that need to occur. You know, like I said, everything plays a part, right? Everything has a key role. And even if you don't perceive it as positive, it doesn't mean that it wasn't there to benefit you or to help you learn something or to give you certain enlightenment to things. Because in your heart, you're being led and called towards what it is you actually desire to create in your experience. And, you know, if you can plan what that's going to look like, if you can really get serious about how that may be able to occur for you, that's when you can start really getting, you know, aligned to the path in which will actually help you rise to your highest potential. And it's why the conflict won't serve you if you keep staying in that conflict instead of giving yourself the time to actually plan what you actually want. So that's kind of the idea, is if you keep staying cluttered in your mind, you won't have the ability to progress how you would like to when it comes to what it is you actually want to plan for. And it does feel like this is coming from your solar plexus and sacral chakra. And I want to mention this because I'm very color and imagery based. The yellow in both these cards was standing out to me. And the fact that the Five of Pentacles is on your solar plexus and sacral chakra, it's telling me that there is a lot in your solar plexus that may be blocked and causing a lot of this kind of disruption to what it is that you want to create and flow with at this time, and what actually serves you and what doesn't. And that's going to only really start to unfold in a more of a flowing way if you can come into a center of knowing that it's okay to obviously be unbalanced at sometimes, but can you find a way to rebalance yourself? Can you find a way to move out of this Five of Pentacles? Because this Five of Pentacles is about hardship. It's about loss and struggle and, you know, feeling like you can't make something happen when really you can, but you're just really stuck in your head about how to make it happen. So if you can really start to move out of the head and move into your creativity, which lies in your solar plexus and sacral chakra with your inner child, that is when you can move with something that actually feels like it's just natural to you and you're passionate about it. You don't have to force it. No one has to convince you. You just know that it's what you're meant to do, right? And when you know that there's a calling for you, when you know that there is something for you, there is more of your ability to really strive towards that. But it feels like you've just been through so many things and challenges that are kind of stopping you from really taking the chance and opportunity towards this prospect that you really want to take. So this is really calling you to see if you can actually allow the struggle not to hold you back, but to show you how to regain balance in the way that will actually support you. It's okay to hold space for the pain and the struggle. It's okay to know that there will be days where it's not that easy and that things will overwhelm you, or things will just, topple over and you just don't know what to do. But the goal is to find a way to rebalance, and doing whatever you need to do, through different modalities, however that may look, to actually support you in realigning. And that's just simply a process. So don't, like I said, cut yourself some slack. You've been through certain things that have caused you to feel this way, and that's respectful and that's valid. But you need to be able to realign to the perspective of being able to know that if you can put your focus on what you want instead of what you don't want, the more you'll be able to actually plan for that path, as I said, in the Two of Wands, right? And the Eight of Cups is that shift that you need to have on your root chakra. It is the change in which will help you acknowledge that things will grow, things will happen for you, but you have to be aligned with them in a way that you can trust the process of it actually coming into fruition if you give it the time and energy it actually deserves to be foundationally acquired into your reality, to be built and to actually be physically manifested, right? And your emotional attachment to what the expectations may look like can also cause it to be a little bit more challenging, because realistically things will always kind of change and things will pop up unexpectedly and you may not be ready for it, but you've got to understand that everything happens for a reason. And if there was something that changed or shifted in your reality and you emotionally are struggling to comprehend why, really ask yourself, does the universe want to work against you, or does it really want you to succeed in your abilities and your passions and what it is you actually want to enjoy in your experience? Because ultimately, deep down, if you really ask yourself that question, you know the universe does want you to succeed. It's just your ego that wants to create the story of victimization that it's not going to happen for you. Okay, and I'm trying to say that as nicely and as beautifully as possible so that you can actually understand that I empathize with you. I know there are days where you're going to feel like the world is out against you and that you just don't know why this isn't working for you. But you can trust that if something changes or something unexpectedly happens, you don't know what could have happened and could have gone very wrong if you stayed on a certain path that maybe would have actually caused you more strife. And sometimes that's the thing. You don't always know how the universe is protecting you because you simply don't know. So how about you try and open your mind to what it is that the universe actually is trying to do for you compared to what you think it's taking away from you, right? And that's the idea of allowing your emotions to be, indicators, but not to control you when it is changing and shifting energy around your internal world, but also in your external, okay? So this feels like a bit of a switch in season for you around the path that you're taking. So I want to see what the Sacred Forest Oracle wants to come through with this particular message that is coming in, with you having to trust that this is going to support you once you move out of this kind of victimization of the things that aren't working and really start aligning with the plan of how to get yourself out of a bit of a rut that you may have been in. And like I said, hold space for those times. It doesn't mean you have to go and rush into doing things and planning, but it is just a sense of allowing things to flow as they need to. But then when the time is right and you feel it is ready, go for it. Take the aligned action you need to and really give yourself grace, which is the first card. Sorry, I had to pause because I was like, are you serious? I was going to say give yourself grace and the first card is grace. Oh gosh, okay, let's just keep pulling through the message for this one. Oh, okay, that's beautiful. Yeah. All right, last card. There we go. Oh, such beautiful imagery, and it flows so beautifully next to each other. Anyway, let's get into the oracle messages. We have grace, as I said, which is, sorry I didn't read, Wise Woman of the Grove, and then Wild Rose Fairy, which is love. Absolutely stunning. And then we have Thicket of the Thorns, uncertainty. So synchronistic, this message today. I feel that with the first card, as I said, you do need to give yourself grace. I already started talking about that, so it is a bit more like I'm just going to repeat myself. But you got to understand that, like I said, there are things at the end of the tunnel through the darkness that you just cannot see yet, right? But I want to remind you that your higher self can, and your spiritual support team and the beings in which want to guide you towards the highest path for you can see that the treasure that is available to you at the end of the road when you can continue taking the path that feels right to you. May not be the easy path, it may not be the comfortable path, but it's going to be the path that gets you the reward you actually want. Okay, but give yourself that grace, all right, to move through as you need to, and allow yourself to simply guide your own self in the direction that will support you. And then we have love. Now, I feel that this is a card that is indicating that through a lot of this tension and through a lot of this, need to realign, it is about you coming back to the center of love, right? And this is about self-love and unconditional love when it comes to you actually tuning into the fact that, like I said, there are going to be moments when you feel like the days are hard, when you feel like the struggle is just too much and you don't feel like doing anything and you can't, be the best that you want to be in certain times. Know that you are loved no matter what. Know that through each phase that you experience, there is love available to you if you can allow yourself to actually accept that you are loved no matter what, you are enough no matter what, and nothing will change that. And the more that you tune in with that, the easier it is for you to simply flow with all that you are and know that it is okay to move through the phases. But the main goal, as I've said quite a few times in this reading, is you want to realign and rebalance yourself towards what it is that you really need to be, taking the path towards. So you can actually achieve your goals and, what it is that you feel as success. If that's the projects you want to create, or if that's the family or the community that you want to build and, really bring into fruition, then allow that to be your focus. And then we have thicket of thorns, which is uncertainty. Now, I already said this, but the idea of the unknown being quite, nerve-wracking is quite common. But you gotta let the universe do what it needs to do to help you get where you want to be. And a lot of the time, our ego will tell us, no, something is wrong, it is going wrong, it can't be this, it can't be that, this is not what I was thinking was going to happen. Can you trust that the universe will lay down the pathway forward and will pave the path as you take each step you need to, that you feel called to take? So that you can actually be led to the one that will be the best for you. Because consciously, our subconscious is playing a little bit from a place of lack and, that Five of Pentacles energy where it's like, there's a little bit of a sense of desperation to get things that you think you need. When you get away from that, when you can move away from that in your own space, like I said, you take your time, do what you got to do. But when you start moving away from that, the more that you can allow the universe to quite literally place the stones you need to step on to get where you want to be. Because the universe ultimately knows what you need. Your spiritual team, your guides, your support system, your higher self can see the pathway forward. It's just you being in the bubble of the present that you are in that may be unsure of what's to come. But if you can really stay trusting into the fact that the universe wants you to succeed, the more you'll be able to know that all is well and everything will still be well, no matter what it is that you choose to do. But the quicker you decide to trust in the universe, the easier it is for you to just go with those stepping stones and know that the path may not be clear right now. You may not see it yet, but it is going to reveal itself. And there is a sense of support within the beings and enlightenment that you can achieve from knowing that it is safe to lean into what the universe wants to offer you. Okay, and it's not always what you think, but the unexpected is sometimes the most beautiful story that you can experience when you actually allow it to be that. Okay, so this is your message, Divine Soul. As always, I simply hope to show up as a messenger and support those who wish to receive through my channel and vessel in whichever way that may be, by either bringing up, the ideas and concepts that will support you, or even just reminding you of perspectives that maybe you had forgotten or just needed to hear again, so that you can simply take away what will actually benefit you along your path and journey. So I'm wishing you all the best, and that you take the steps you need to along your path and journey, however that may look. And I hope you have a beautiful rest of your day.